somebody that is questioning whether or not there is a long-term possibility or potential within a relationship or a connection. Maybe you found that you have very different beliefs, or you want a different type of upbringing for your children, or maybe you just have different opinions on what monogamy looks like or relationships look like. But we do have some outside influence and some possibility here of manipulation that is making whoever this reading is for question whether or not it's worth investing further in this person. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of Wind Chime 10. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com, and that's in the description box for you if I said it too fast. You can also find out how to become a member in the description box. It is my 4-year anniversary today. So 4 years ago, I started this channel. It's been a crazy ride so far. So a huge thank you to all of you who have liked, subscribed, commented, shared, moderated, tipped, anything like that. Thank you for whatever you've done to help make this channel what it is. I will be doing personal questions at about 30 minutes in, and if you are a moderator, I want to do a free personal question for you, and I might mix in some other ones as well. All right, so let's, what do we think? Let's start with the Metamuse Tarot and see what else we've got for you. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a wonderful one. What else do we have? All right, so this is pretty much always the reason that I reach for the Metamuse Tarot. Not that it doesn't have really cool art. I do like the collage style. But the Metamuse has 79 cards instead of 78 because it has added one for the Tree of Life, which talks about elevating your spiritual understanding or having greater access to your intuition, seeing things more clearly. And with the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Wands in the reverse, it feels like somebody is realizing, I don't have to put up with whatever this person is doing. I don't have to, just sit around and let them talk to me like that or try to manipulate the situation. Hello, Thrill. How are you doing? Hello, Shahid. What's going on? Judgment in the reverse, Queen of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. I think we have someone feeling like a decision that they made to be in a relationship or loyal to someone may be a little bit, not necessarily regretted, but it feels like what I saw in you at that point, I no longer see now, or it seems like this is more difficult than I expected it would be. Maybe there's something they were hiding from you until you got into that committed relationship. Hello, Creativity. Hello, Riley. Hello, Viniac. How are you doing? Hello, Tara. What's up? So we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Somebody who is holding back from taking further action. It's like, I just need a little bit of time to think about this. I need a little bit of space, right? Hello, Communicate. How are you doing? Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands, and the Prince or Knight of Pentacles. So there's a conversation that has happened where someone was particularly stubborn, or they did something, delayed something that was important, didn't let you know that an important piece of mail arrived, or didn't want to show up on time to support you when you were, I don't know, celebrating a promotion. There's something here where somebody has been like really dragging their feet on doing right by you and feeling like you wouldn't call them on it, but you do. And I think they're trying to make you feel bad for standing up to this. So I think questioning someone's intentions is a pretty natural course of action when you see this kind of like shifty behavior. Like, I'm trying to understand why you're doing that, right? Hello, Opal. How are you doing? Commander, you're going to have to try that again. I'm going to put you in a timeout. Feel free to come back and be respectful. Hello, Nishan. Hello, baby. What's up? Hello, Mindful. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing? I had a buddy in college named Nicole. Ooh, I don't really want your date of birth, but that's okay. You've already got it in there. Let me know if you just want me to pull some random cards for you, Nicole, if you'd rather ask a specific question. Hey, Boxing, let's not like make it about race, shall we? All right, what else do we have? We have the 10 of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the 3 of Cups. Nicole, if this is your first time, I start personal questions at about 30 minutes or after the general reading is done. You would be first on my list. So if you have something else you need to get done, feel free to stop back and check out about 30 minutes in, okay? Hello, Mysterium. How are you doing? So look, we've got someone who feels like they have this great situation going on, but they're distracted or they are kind of like phoning it in, not really wanting to communicate in a healthy way. Maybe they're being secretive. Maybe they're starting arguments. Maybe they're making promises and then breaking those promises. But I feel like we have somebody that is contemplating what else might be possible as far as romance if they were to walk away from this relationship. This 3 of Cups kind of makes me feel like we have someone who already has another person that they're thinking about. Or it's like, I know that there are other people that would take me out if this isn't working out, or if this person is approaching things with, you know, the idea of manipulation. It's not a very good way to approach a relationship, right? Hello, Boxing. Hello, 990. That sounds scary. Hello, Antonio. How are you doing? Hello, Scoot. What's happening? Hey, thank you, Hooks. How are we doing? Hello, Sharita. Oh, that's a paddling. So why I have put you in a timeout, because you are spamming the live chat. I think it did make it clear how the personal questions work, and so if you repeat the same thing over and over again, I'm sure that gets tiresome for the other people that are in the live chat, okay? So feel free to come back tomorrow. I hope you have a great rest of your day, but let's not spam, okay? Ooh, that rhymed. Hello, Sean. How are you doing? Hello. Is it vaquero? Like cowboy? We've got 4 of Swords in the reverse, King of Cups again, and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So I made this offer. I felt like there was some room for us to connect or grow in an emotional connection, relationship, long-term commitment. Maybe you were moving in, maybe you were married. But you started to question this commitment because of someone not really pulling their weight and trying to make you feel like you were the problem and not really appreciating accountability. Hello, Ragnar. How are you doing? Oh, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. I'm also Pisces and mostly Norwegian, so I dig the Ragnar Lothbrok username. Hello, Chansey. What's up? Hello, Timothy. King of Swords in the reverse. Ooh, this is not a good look. 8 of Cups, Ace of Swords in the reverse. This is that manipulative energy. I mean, look, this King of Swords, this particular King of Swords, doesn't really look too friendly to begin with. But when you add putting this card in the reverse, this is like How can I talk to this person for as short a time as possible, because it will be a test. It will be difficult. It will be frustrating. This is somebody who is twisting your words or lying about their intentions, lying about what they said, lying about what they want, or what happened. Like it feels like not solid ground. Like this person is quicksand personified. Oh, hold on. Any solution for overthinking and insomnia? Thank you, Nickel. I'll write that down for you. And that should start in about 20 minutes. No, but one of my upcoming missions is to make my grandmother Opal's recipe for graham bread, which is like, in my opinion, the most delicious bread. But it might also just be because, you know, it's like what I always ate when I went to visit her, because she was always making that bread. Was it just because it was accompanied by the fact that I get to like eat all of the home cooking that she made, and you know, play Legos and Scrabble? But yeah, I actually met 33 of my relatives over in Bergen, which is pretty awesome. That's okay, boxing. I'm not threatened by that. Yes, I can. Is that important information for you? We have the Hierophant in the reverse. Look, this is a breakup. This is somebody who's like, hey, I really thought that there was something that we could build upon. I thought that there was a desire to approach this with the right intentions. I thought we had a lot in common. But this person's pulling back. They're like, now it feels like it's not even playing ground. Now it feels like you're trying to always make me out to be the bad guy, or you're trying to make me seem like I'm not remembering things. Like there's just this, it doesn't feel right, because someone is purposefully trying to make you seem like a bad person, you know? Oh, thank you. Is it pronounced Chiron? I hope I said that correct. You're Virgo? I don't need all the personal information, but I can definitely do that. If this is your first time to the live stream, I do the personal questions starting at about 30 minutes in. I've got Nickel in front of you, and then you would be the second one. So I'll pull some cards for you and see what we end up with, okay? Hello, Rager. Do you? Did I say it right? Is that what you're saying, Karen? Excellent. All right. What else do we have about this breakup? We have the Seven of Pentacles. Investing, hoping to see a positive outcome, putting forth a concerted effort, right? Being dedicated, not wanting to see things end, wanting to approach things with that Emperor energy. If this is an argument, let's talk through it. If there's action that I need to do, you know, take out the trash or vacuum, whatever it is, it's like, okay, I want to do that because I don't want things to end. But the Death is in the reverse, not just because like I did what I could to avoid this coming to an end, but also because we have somebody who refused to go through a transformation. Death is not just a card that talks about endings, it also represents rebirth. Somebody who acknowledges this isn't working for me, so I need to change this or change that, choose this instead of that. Those are like ego deaths or changes that are pretty impactful. So with the Seven of Cups, we have somebody who is feeling like they're dealing with a person that likes to leverage illusions, deceptions, or trickery. And if they're not willing to work on that or approach things in an honest way, then you don't want to be in a relationship with them. Hello, Chiron. The personal questions will start in about 15 minutes, okay? This is a general reading until about then. So we've got the Nine of Swords, the Five of Cups, Three of Pentacles in the reverse and the Hermit. This is someone who didn't think you would respond this way. They felt like you would be like more committed. You know, if I make things difficult, or if I start arguments, or if I break some promises to you, but we've already had, you know, this combination of living situation or finances or meeting the family or maybe even starting a family. This is somebody who felt like if I get to a certain point in this relationship with you, then it's more difficult for you to pick up and walk away. And that's when I'll start showing a little bit more of that manipulative side. So I do feel like, I don't know, we've got somebody who is contemplating separating from this person. What kinds of other decisions would have to be considered at that point? Does this impact the friendship community I'm in? What's going to happen with regards to family? Does this impact my work situation, living? You know, all of that is coming up in somebody's mind. Like, I really need to think about whether or not I want to invest any further in this, or if it's time for me to find a different place to establish roots or get settled, right? Okay, so this is the romantic Lenormand. Hello, Matt. How's it going? Yes, I agree, Matt. It's a heavy realization. Hello, Nasir. How are you doing? Hello, Motivation. What's up? So we have the birds, which is number 12. This is talking about communication. I do feel like it's positive communication. It is. We have the fish. This is about good news. So as you're dealing with this kind of heavy decision, do I stay or do I leave? Do I invest in this relationship more, or do I reallocate that energy and that time to something else? You get good news about something pertaining to your work, your finances, your path forward, and it may help you to make a decision regarding your relationship. In other words, some of you may have just like kind of randomly applied for a job you didn't think that you were going to actually get. And as you're contemplating whether or not to stay in this relationship, you find out that you would have a job waiting for you in that other city or that other state, maybe even a different country. Or maybe you hear that there's a room that you could rent for a very reasonable rate, or a house that is exactly what you're looking for. There's something here that's like, maybe I should go invest in something else instead of trying to convince this person to approach things with good intentions. Hello, Sherilyn. How are you doing? I don't think I get to decide that. Hello, Mad Pierre. How are you doing? Yeah, I agree with that. So we have child, which is number 13. Some of you are making this decision based on education or the environment to raise a child or children. Some of you are thinking about whether or not you could have a family or start a family with this person. There's an element here of needing to think about the long-term needs that you have, maybe other people if you have children, or family members that are important to you. And do you feel like you have less availability to plan for this person being in your life? All right, let's get a little bit more from the Prisma Visions. Hello, Mike. How are you doing? Yes, I agree. So we have the Six of Wands, the Chariot in the reverse, and the Lovers. So if I know what it takes to be in a healthy connection, and I see somebody as resistant to those behaviors, such as, you know, speaking to each other with respect, then it's difficult to find a path forward, right? I can't convince you to change some things. So I think we realize, whoever this is, I could choose to stay with this King of Swords in the reverse, who has been, you know, a bit difficult, starting arguments, breaking promises, whatever it might be. Or I could acknowledge that it's actually not really going as well as I had thought it would. Six of Wands is confidence at the outset, and now it's more like questioning, is this actually something that I should be a part of? Hello, Melon. How are you doing? Hello, Johnny. Thank you, Chansey. I'm going to write down your question for you real quick. Oh, I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. It sounds like I should say my condolences, but I'm sorry if I misinterpreted that. I'm going to write down your question for you, and I think you've been here a little bit, so you probably have heard me say I start the personal questions at about 30 minutes. Is she okay with decisions? I got that written down for you. Thank you, Chansey. What else do we have? Page of Wands in the reverse, Six of Swords in the reverse, and the Queen of Wands. Some of you get that final nudge to end a relationship that has been a bit of a struggle when there's a like lighthearted comment from, maybe it's just a stranger who says you look great in that outfit. Maybe it's somebody who innocently like asks for your number or something. Maybe it's a child who says, why are you dating that person? I feel like there's this kind of sad comment that's almost a joke. Does that make sense? Where it's like, I don't understand why you waste your time with that person. If it's said by like a 5-year-old, it might be one of those things where you're like, yeah, kid, I mean, you're right, but like right to the heart, you know? It might be one of those things where it just kind of all of a sudden becomes clear. This is just too much of my time or effort, or it's just seeming like we're not really viewing the like requirements or basic decency or like the 101 of relationship the same. Maybe you guys just want different things, right? But I do feel like you're starting to picture a future without this person in it. All right, let's get a few from the Romance Angel Oracle. What else do we have? You deserve love. You are lovable. Love yourself first. It's one of those cliche things that people say all the time, and I'm sure there's a lot of witty responses to make it seem like a little bit hollow, but the truth is, until you have respect for yourself, until you have love for yourself, until you have standards by which you know whether or not to interact with somebody or tolerate somebody in your energy, the message you send to other people when you don't have that love for yourself is that you tolerate not great behavior, that you put up with people who lie or cheat or steal or worse. When you shut things down that are not operating with good intentions, you not only show the person that you're dealing with that that's not something that you're willing to deal with, but you're showing other people around you that you love yourself, that you know what you deserve as far as a partner or like the treatment within a relationship. So for many of you, that's one of those main elements of the reading here, is that your understanding of that and your worth helps you to push through some of the difficulty of this decision or this transition so that you can be available for somebody else who wants to make the effort towards you, somebody who wants to make you feel like this relationship is important to them as well. And maybe it's just not this person. Oops, sorry guys. I didn't realize my live chat was stuck. Hello, Ron, how's it going? I hope it doesn't take much longer, Michael. Yeah, you deserve better than that. Hello, is it Shan? So, look, there's somebody else here. We did see this Ace of Pentacles. I feel like when you walk away from someone who doesn't really know how to love you, you find somebody who does. It requires you to accept the separation or the ending with someone you had hoped things would go well with before you find that connection that really has the longevity that you're looking for. So don't give up hope. Just because there's a possible breakup here or realizing that somebody isn't really who you thought they were, that doesn't mean that you aren't who you know you are. It doesn't mean that you have to feel bad about yourself, right? We're all evolving. We're all learning. Hello, Avis. How you doing? Hello, Golden Beet. Ooh, Beetle? Is it Golden Beetle? Like Scarab Beetle? Oh, you're from Norway? We had somebody else in the live chat from Norway. I love it. I'm mostly Norwegian. What do I have? I have Freya on my desk. Oh, and this. Some rose mauling. All right. This is the Spanish tarot, by the way. I'll pull a few from this tarot deck, and then we're going to switch over to those personal questions, okay? Hello, Deb. How are you doing? Hello, Shaggy. That's Andy, right? Hello, wrestling fan. I hope you're having a good day. Oops, excuse me. All right, with the World, we also have the Six of Wands and the Devil. My. Look, there's a negative attachment here to this person within the manipulative relationship. Maybe for some of you it's not romantic, but it really does seem like this is a romantic relationship with somebody who kind of changed things up after they felt like you weren't going to leave, whether that's because you moved in or you got married or you had a child. This is someone who felt like you weren't going to walk away. You weren't going to be like, excuse me, that's not cool. They just felt like you would try a little bit and they would be able to just kind of steamroll right over you. Hello, Jeanette. How are you doing? Hello, Pond. What's happening? King of Wands in the reverse. And the Five of Swords. With the Page of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so imagine you're playing mini golf. And, you know, it's competitive. You want to win. Whoever it is that you like winning games against. Imagine it's them. And it's neck and neck as far as that mini golf score between you and this person. You get to the final opportunity to, you know, clinch the victory, and you overshoot that putt and get too many points and you lose it. Why? Because somebody yells in your ear right as you're taking your swing. This is somebody who's like trying to make things more dramatic or chaotic. And I think that they use this manipulative tactic because they saw it when they were growing up, whether it's family members or their own parents, or maybe it was even siblings. It's this like push and pull of, I'm going to push you away so that you try to get closer to me, and then I'll feel like I have control over the relationship. But this is somebody who, it's like too much force in that putt, right? I don't know why I'm thinking about golf. Maybe it's important to you. But we have this like, I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to push and push, and you won't push me back. but they didn't realize if they kept pushing you, you were going to get to a point where it's like, I give up, I'm done. And now the ball is off the green. It's not even in the golf course anymore. You hit it too hard. You took it too far. They were too selfish or too pushy, and overestimated how much you would be willing to tolerate. So Seven of Pentacles is in the reverse. It's like, well, you didn't really put forth very much effort, so why should I? It could be, Nicole. It's not a very pleasant card in this particular situation. In general, probably, but especially here. It's somebody who wants to keep another person feeling obligated to them without really giving much to that situation. Hello, Aladdin. I hope that changes for you. So we've got the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords in the reverse, and the Six of Cups. Yeah, I think we have somebody making a decision for themselves. Like, this doesn't seem like the person that I thought I was getting into a relationship with, or this isn't what I signed up for, or I thought you were going to be more willing to work with me. So if it's going to be like this, if it's going to be contentious or combative, then I think I'd rather go back to what I know, or I'd rather, you know, shift gears here away from this connection. So with the Six of Cups, it could be like you decide to move in with a friend, or maybe you rent your aunt's cabin. There's just this like, I think I'll go where I feel like I'm actually welcome, or where I feel more comfortable. This person's a little bit chaotic or unreliable. All right, this is the Earth and Bones Tarot, and we're going to start with those personal questions. We've got Nicole up first, then Kyron, and then Chansey. So for Nicole, we've got, what solutions are recommended for Nicole with regards to overthinking and insomnia? Hello, Heather. How are you doing? Oh, thank you, Opal. Hello, Baby Yoda. Hello, Prava. How are you? All right, what do we have for Nicole regarding the overthinking and insomnia? We have Justice. Oh, sorry, Two of Petals. I do that every once in a while. I feel like it's Justice, and then it's just a scale for a different card, you guys. Okay, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Jars, which is the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and the Page of Petals in the reverse. I feel like there's a better way to approach the things that stress you out. First and foremost, I'm feeling like there's some perfectionism here, or that you may be overly harsh on yourself. You may have somebody in your family that is expecting too much of you, or being a little meddlesome. But I do feel like you just need to ease up a little bit as far as what you expect of yourself, or when you feel you need to kind of like with your internal voice yell at yourself. Stop it. You're being too mean to yourself. Or somebody is telling you that you're not doing enough when you are. With this Knight of Jars or Knight of Cups in the reverse, Page of Petals or Page of Pentacles in the reverse, there's someone whose negativity is getting in the way of your ability to achieve what you're supposed to achieve. It's like instead of catching a cold from this person, you've caught doubt from them, an inability to see things taking off or coming to fruition. Hey, Aqua Beauty, welcome back. Is Heal Me, or Heal, is it Heal Dot Me? The way. I'm trying to make sure it's not just like a dot on my screen. Heal Dot Me the way. I got you. Thank you, hon. All right, so what about specifically the insomnia? Knight of Crystals or Knight of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Wicks or Ace of Wands. This is interesting. I feel like in particular there's some light sensitivity that is not being respected. So maybe you work with fluorescent lighting. Maybe people are flashing high beams at you. Maybe you just need some like Christmas lights in your dining room. I don't know. There's light sensitivity coming to mind here, and also a recommendation to spend less time around electronics, more time in nature. The brain isn't slowing down because of like overactive mind use. You gotta be able to pull yourself away and appreciate how the waves lap up onto the shores of the nearest bay or lake or ocean. You gotta be able to, I don't know, learn an appreciation for bird watching. There's too much going on with a lighted screen. This could also help you if you deal with headaches, by the way. Anything else? I feel like maybe nutrition as well. Queen of Petals. You need juice some vegetables. Just like what a rabbit would eat. And Four of Crystals or Four of Swords. I do feel like there's something here that has not healed from a physical standpoint. It could just be that you have some nerves that are upset in your back. Maybe you've got an old ankle injury that hurts every time it rains. But your diet is limiting your ability to recover or recuperate from injuries or things that like wear you out. So, all right. I hope that helps. I'm wishing you luck and sending you a big hug. Thank you for the tip. Hello, Dana. Hello, Northumbria. Hello, Amy. What's going on? Okay, thank you for clarifying, Aqua Beauty. Oh, I hope that works out for you, Jeanette. All right, we have got Chiron up next. Let's see what message comes through for Chiron, please. Devil in the reverse, 8 of Wicks or 8 of Wands, and the Emperor. Well, I feel like I need to like high five you. You have accomplished something very important. With the Devil in the reverse, this could be you stood up to somebody who is a bit difficult with a respectful and yet firm comment, or you looked within and dealt with something that maybe was easy to ignore for a long time, but you felt like it's about time I took action on this. But you're coming through as empowered and confident. So I feel like you are going to see some positive, I don't know, outcome from that. So there's good karma that you've earned. Let me just make sure I write down Dana's question here. Oh, maybe you're typing it right now. Okay. Anything else for Chiron, please? Yes, exactly. So we have the rabbit's foot, which talks about lucky energy. Because of a difficult decision that you've made, or because you have taken action when others would not, you did something that was difficult. You stood up for yourself, or you took action on something that was important. You don't realize it, but you invested in your own future. It's like you don't realize you bought a lottery ticket, and then you find out about the lottery ticket because it's the winning one. There's something here that's elevated up and improved for you because of this willingness to change or address a problem. Will Brianna figure out what Bon is doing behind her back? Thank you, Dana. I appreciate that. And, oh, I spelled her name wrong. I hope that's okay. I'll still know it's Brianna. Find out what Bon is doing behind her back. I've got that. Thank you, Dana. Thyroid guidance. Thank you, Aqua Beauty. I'm adding that for you. I appreciate it. Lightning wind, that's so kind of you. Let me see if we've got one. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Nickel. I'm sending you healing energy, and I know you'll be able to figure this out. All right, so words, Kara or Karamvir? Karamvir? I'm going to do your question for Lightning's donation. Is it Lightning? Yeah. We've got, who is keeping eyes on me? So I'll do that after I do Dana's question, okay? What was I calling it? Words? All right. And did we get all of that? Excellent. Thank you for doing that. I love to see the generous energy in that live chat, so I appreciate that. Hello, Mountain. How you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Did you enjoy? Ooh. Oh, hold on. I really need to focus on a question. Did I finish with Chiron? Any last messages? Wow, Chiron, I am just so impressed. You're gonna have a choice here with regards to this Temperance card. It's like maybe you feel like one of the options is not good, like you're at a game show and behind door number 1 is everything you want, and behind door number 2 is like, I don't know, a bag of Cheetos. Look, they're great, they're tasty, but like, would you rather have a car or like, I don't know, like a trip to Paris? Probably. This is saying you're going to have a choice and neither of those choices is bad. So don't stress too much over this decision, Chiron. You have earned some positive, like there's good karma coming your way. So both of these things are going to be good for you. You just choose what you want. Hello, Gran. How are you doing? Hello again, Grindhard. What's up? All right. So we've got Chansey up next. Again, condolences regarding your mom, and let's see if she is okay with your decisions. Is mom okay with Chansey's decisions? This, by the way, is my yes card. More than, you know, generally. It's the yes card. Yes. Like, enthusiastic yes. So we have the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Jars or 7 of Cups in the reverse. This seems to say you were not put in a very good position. 9 of Swords is a card about anxiety. I feel like this is like you did the best with what you could, and maybe you understand more now than you did at that time. But this is like you did what you could. You did the best you could. We have the Teacher and the 3 of Petals or the 3 of Pentacles. Is this a separate message from them? All right, so there's something here that looks like a regret. And mom is basically saying like, look, don't be expecting things to be perfect, right? Do your best and learn from whatever you can. Have integrity. But this is like you're focused on something, or you're giving energy to something that you can't really control or you can't change. So just be good to yourself. Oh, I'm sending you a big old hug. There's so much love coming through from her. Yeah. She wants you to know that it's worth fighting for the thing that you want. You may feel like maybe you're crazy for being confident about something. You have this like innate skill or ability. You're really good at something, okay? This example has a horse with a blue ribbon, right? Maybe you don't ride horses, but you do something really well. And she wants you to fight for that, even if it's difficult. At least give it the old college try, right? Um, thank you for being so sweet to each other in the live chat. Yeah, sending you a hug, Chansey. Let's go with Aqua Beauty's questions, but I'm going to get a different tarot deck, please. This is the Bianco Nero. Hello, Reinhard. Thank you for the tip. Let me write that down real quick. How did Micah react when you said you're ready to put a ring on it? And has there been talk about me this afternoon? I've got that written down for you, Grindhard. Thank you again for the tip and for being a moderator. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Chansey. Hello, Santosh. How you doing? Hello, Rick. What's up? All right, so for Aqua Beauty, we've got is heal.me the way. This says no with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. This is like you give more than you get back, or it's kind of coming through to me as paying for a class and realizing that you'd already known like 75% of that information before you went into it. I don't feel like you get out of it what you're hoping to. Is there something else that Aqua Beauty will find like that that will work out? 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yes. There's something here that enables you to get more done. It's like productivity with like automating tasks that are not super difficult, right? I keep getting pulled to the letter A. Page of Pentacles. I feel like there's something that's a little bit less involved or maybe even less expensive. There's less being asked of you and you get a good amount back rather than investing a lot and feeling like you didn't get very much back. And what about with regards to thyroid? What does Aqua Beauty need to know? We have the Tower and the World. I'm really pulled towards the like stomach area or abdomen as an area of focus. But having actually talked about thyroidism at some point because my grandmother had it, I do know, I feel like that's throat related, which is interesting because that's kind of what the Tower makes me think of in this situation. So I'm wondering if there's something that needs to be addressed with regards to nutrition. It's like, oh, I can't imagine that would be a problem, but it actually is. The thing that's coming to my mind is ginger. I think of ginger and I think of it being like really good for you, especially if you have like an upset stomach. There's something here where it's like in the right quantity, it's good for you, but maybe there's too much of this. So just like a little bit of adjusting that seems to benefit you with regards to what you're eating, the nutrition. There's an expert who's going to help elucidate for you something that you may not understand. It could be something else in your physical situation or even medical history that could be working alongside or even like against some of these things, making the thyroid issue more complicated. But I feel like there's someone who helps you understand that other side of things. Thank you, Grindhard. Let me add that for you. Has she told anyone about the ring conversation? All right. Thank you, Ultra Beauty, for being a moderator and for being awesome. All right. So we've got words up next. Let's get a different tarot deck for you. This is the Weird Cat Tarot words, and the question was, who is keeping eyes on me? Who is keeping eyes on words, please? Ace of Wands. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This is someone who's gone through a loss, someone who has self-control issues. I don't feel like this person is in your backyard. I feel like this is someone who's at a distance from you. This could be a person you consider to be a friend or in your social circle. Could be someone who's on your social media, for example. But the problem here is we have like a desire to go under the radar, which has pushed them to maybe even pretend to be someone else. So this could be a catfish situation. Tell me more about why. This is someone who feels like you betrayed them. This is about competing with you, maybe even money or stability or romantic rivalry, jealousy. This is somebody who's just like, I feel like you did me wrong. And I feel like they exaggerate it. They want to make you out to be the villain. I feel like I have to let everybody else answer that, Sean. I just do what I do. All right. I totally missed over Dana's question, so I have to go back to that. Hold on, please. Good luck to you, words. Dana asked, will Brianna find out what Bond is doing behind her back? Will Brianna find out what Bond is doing? No. Not unless somebody goes out of their way to bring it up, but I feel like it's unlikely. I do feel like there's a willful ignorance here. Like, I don't want to know. I'm not going to go looking for any information. I'm not going to ask any questions. There does seem to be a lack of confidence here, or somebody who really doesn't like conflict. 10 of Pentacles and 2 of Swords. See how the cat's like keeping all 3 eyes shut? This is like, yeah, there might be something happening, but I don't want to mess up what I've worked to organize or what I've worked to set up, right? I like that lightning. All right. Dana, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We've got Grindhard up next. How is Micah reacting, or how did she react when Grindhard said he's ready to put a ring on it? She's not quite ready, but she's getting close to that. We have the 4 of Wands in the reverse, and it's like, oh, I'm still working on getting to that point where I'm ready to be, you know, that level of exclusive. But with the 6 of Swords, it's like, but I'm in the boat. Like, I can see the destination right there. I'll be there in a little bit. So I think you've got there a little bit before she's getting there, but there is interest in that. Has there been talk about Grindhard this afternoon? Not this afternoon. It looks like there's some drama happening here. Someone trying to figure out if another person is lying. So this could be like a cancel, you know, I'm not coming through even though we had these plans that we set up. This could be, it just seems like drama, you know, like I don't know if my friend's lying to me, or I don't know if this person's really going to work for me and I can have that day off. There's just some sort of drama here. Has she told anyone about the comment he made being ready to put a ring on it? Not yet. 5 of Swords in the reverse, 7 of Wands in the reverse. She feels like she needs to be cautious about talking to her friends. This makes me feel like the jealous friend is still maybe causing a little bit of drama. Or maybe she just feels like she needs to deal with this problem right now, the 7 of Swords. This is a friend. There's a liar. There's someone who's been pretty dishonest from a friendship standpoint. I mean, the Queen of Cups could also be like mom, right? But this is somebody who's been thinking about themselves and not interested in doing right by the friendship or that like connection that they have to Micah. With the 9 of Pentacles, it's just kind of like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I accidentally ruin your hopes and dreams? I was just trying to make mac and cheese. Like, they are trying to make it seem like they didn't try to cause a problem or say something rude or do something mean to Micah, but they know what they did. You know what I mean? Anything else for Grind Hard? 3 of Wands, 3 of Swords. Yeah, so basically just keep in mind that there's a tendency on her part to be waiting for the heartbreak to happen. The song that's coming to mind, Grind Hard, is by MSMR or Ms. Mister, and the song title is Hurricane. You may have not listened to it before, but the lyrics are pretty aligned with what I'm thinking here. This is like, I might have a tendency to push people away because I am always thinking it's going to end in heartbreak. But there's a way to be proactive or avoid that and get her to, or at least she can choose to approach things in a more healthy way, right? Oh, that's just wild. So many other places you go with that. Hello, Albert. How are you doing? Hello, Kazi. How are you doing? All right. We are almost to an hour, so I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for making my 4-year anniversary of the YouTube channel a special day. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the likes, subscribes, comments, hyping the video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you